Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8Pilot, your host for today's show, and today we are Air Adria, and we are going to be doing a flight from Lima Juliet to somewhere in Albania. I gotta get my ICO codes there. I forgot the ICO code, so let's bring up our Sim Toolkit Pro. And let's make sure this is on top. All right, so we are flying to LATI, Lima Alpha Tango, India, aboard this Air Adria flight 704. We are on the Toliss A319 today, and first let us welcome everyone here to the stream. Welcome everyone. We've got RYUJIN Aviation. Welcome my friend, A21 November Pilot Scott. Hello there my friend, and welcome. We've got Gibby, Mitchie, Scarlett. We've got is it Bernhard? Hello there, my friend. Welcome. We've got Hassan Mohammed with us today as well. Omar, hello there, my friend, and welcome. We've got Nico. Hello there, and welcome everyone to the stream. I'm very happy today. Is it Aria Airways? It looks like the airline is in trouble anyway. They're going bankrupt, it looks like. But yeah, today this is the developer of this scenery has requested that I do a flight to or from his airport. So this airport is available on the Explain org store. Beg your pardon, on the forums. It is a freeware scenery. I think it looks pretty good. Links to it will be in the stream shortly. You'll get those commands and you'll be able to download the link. But if you want to get it, you can just type !DEP as in for departure. So Delta Echo Papa with an exclamation should get you the link to the scenery both for the departure and the arrival airports. One thing that you will notice today is that all the donations that you are going to make from now until March 1st will go to the Focus on Children Now charity. It's a way of me paying back to the community and really helping the less fortunate children around the world. So all the donations that you guys make anyway go for good causes. I will be. I was actually very happy to see this in Streamlabs. So they're offering fundraiser campaigns for the American Red Cross, fighting cancer, helping children, and so this is one of the things that the channel stands for, and definitely where I can add value, whether to this community or anywhere else in the world, and that's something I take pride in doing. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be setting up the Toliss A319. I've got the sound packs for it, and we are going to go to ground handling. We're going to show the control widget. We're also going to be using self-loading cargo today, so we need the catering truck, the fuel truck, passenger bus. No, we don't need the passenger bus. They're going to come through the jetway there, and we're going to say drive up. All right, let's head over to the cockpit, and I will show you guys the settings as well. I mean the flight plan and the Sim Toolkit Pro, which has really become, in my view, the very best EFB available out there. So let's hop into the cockpit, and we are in complete cold and dark. Let's bring up the Toliss control panel first. All right, Toliss control panel is there. We're going to go to the loading. I'm going to put our let's see here. All right. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to take a look here at our passengers. We have got 145, so almost full load of passengers today. And cargo point 1, we'll leave the cargo alone. And we're going to set our fuel to 5.6. kilos. Quick apply. All right. So we're done for this for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our flight plan real quick, and I'll show you the plan as well in Navigraph. But it's a simple plan. Excuse me. And today we are going to be doing a VOR approach into Lima Alpha Tango India. I'm not going to even attempt to say the name of the airports. So today we're going to be departing Lima Juliet runway 30 through the Darza 1 Whiskey through Darza transition direct to Depet, and then direct to Intit, and then direct to PTEC, and then it's the PTEC 2 hotel arrival into our destination, and we are going to be performing a VOR approach runway 35 at our destination. All right, now that we have the fuel set up, let's move SimToolkit Pro. Welcome, Richard. Hello there, my friend. And welcome, Imran. Hello there, my friend. And welcome from Saudi Arabia. We are going to go ahead and turn on the battery 1, battery 2. And as you can see now, we have self-loading cargo. We have 144 passengers at the gate waiting for us. Let's bring up the external power. And we're going to start as usual from bottom to top, left to right for the Airbus. Let's see here. Ground control is turned on and adheres to nav mode. And then we're going to head back down here, and we're going to arm the emergency lights. We're going to turn on the non-smoking and passenger fasten seatbelt signs. We can leave all the rest as it is for now. And we are going to turn on the fuel pumps. Fuel pumps are turned on. All right, let's go ahead and have the cabin crew. Let's bring up the lights first here. Hey, Jason, how are you doing, my friend? And we have Povnav, is it, from France? Hello there, my friend, and welcome. All right, let's set up the lights here on the McDoos. Bring up the lights. I absolutely adore the Toliss A319 and A321. We're going to turn on our radios. Radios are turned on. Bring up some lights here. All right, and floodlights. There we go. And we'll do the same on this side as well. All right, time to bring up the passengers aboard the aircraft. So let's go ahead and notify cabin crew that we're ready for boarding.
Hi, cabin crew, we're ready to get going now. So as soon as you're ready, you can open the doors and start letting the passengers on board. Thank you. Perfect.
All right, and now we can go and set up the McDo. Let's go ahead to init, and we are today flying from Lima Juliet to Lima Alpha Tango India, and the ICO code for Adria Airlines or Air Adria is Alpha Delta Romeo. We are flight 704. This is a real-world scheduled flight for the airline. The cost index is something we're going to get from SimBrief, or actually it is SimBrief through SimToolkit Pro. So we're going to head back here. Cost index is 5. And the cruise altitude is 35,000 feet for the flight. And line IRS. Next, we're going to need the Toliss control panel again. All right. So let's see here. We've got zero fuel weight of 58.1 and zero fuel weight center of gravity 29%. So we can say 58, and 29. We'll stick that here. Block fuel is 5.6 today. 5.6 is set. Perfect. Stan, thank you very much for your support and your donation. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. And as I've indicated, all donations will be given to the Focus on Children Now charity up to March 1st. Thank you very much for the donation. That's very kind of you. All right. Now that we are set here, we can go to the flight plan, and we'll bring up SimToolkit Pro again, and passengers looks like they're coming on board. Still, we have about 119 passengers remaining, and the satisfaction level is 63%. We'll take a look at our passengers momentarily, but let's go ahead and set up the flight. All right, flight plan is, let's see here. So we're departing runway 30. Departure, runway 30, through the DARS 1 Whiskey departure. That's our SID. Insert. And we're going to scroll down here. And then from DARSA transition, it's DPET. So that is done. And after DPET is INTIT. And INTIT is now there. And after INTIT, it's PTAC. And PTAC is now entered as well. And now it's our Richard Harvey. Welcome to the VVIP membership, my friend. Thank you very much for your support to the channel. Really appreciate it. All right, and we're going to go from the arrival. So today we are arriving runway 35, which is the VOR approach into our destination, VOR. And the SID is the PETA 2 Hotel. Yep, that's the one. PETA 2 Hotel, no transition. So we're just going to say insert. All right. Now we are going to go ahead and take a look at, let's see here. Let's move things around here. So actually, let's pop this out. All right. So if we switch this to plan, we can go to flight plan, and we just can take a look at our plan. Let me bring this to 20 nautical miles so we can see properly. So this is our departure today. We're going to make a left turn and then intercept the airway here. And then we're going to continue. Let's take a look at DARSA in it, and then we're going to intercept the Delta 278 Whiskey, and then it's going to be the VOR approach into our destination. So I'll tell you what, guys, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the flight plan, and we are going to go to the VOR station. So if we go to, all right, so this is 35 VOR. We're going to come here, and we're going to say fix information, and we're going to put the airport, which is Lima Alpha Tango India, and we're going to add a radius of about 20 nautical miles there for situational awareness. All right, and now you can see that we have a 20 nautical mile radius around the airport. This is just for situational awareness so that I can adjust the speed as we approach the runway. This is, by the way, a very mountainous area, so we have to be very careful with our altitude as we approach our destination. All right, let's go to flight plan. We'll switch this back to ARC. We're almost there. All right, let's go ahead and continue the setup. So we're going to go for the performance now. And for the performance, we're going to select here from the...
We are pretty much ready to go, Pierre. We've got the load sheets on board, so once everyone's on board, please feel free to close the doors and we can get going.
All right. So we're almost there. We're just waiting. We're waiting for the rest of the passengers to board the aircraft, about 6 to 8 passengers to load. So we're doing well in terms of departure time. All right, so we're going to do flaps 1 today. And welcome to all of you guys who just joined us here on the stream. So flaps 1, that gives us 142. Come on. 142. For V1, 142 for V rotate, and 144 for V2. Transition altitude 10,500, flaps 1 for departure, and flex temperature is 71. And that's also done. And we are pretty much now done with our flight plan. We're done with this here. So we can remove that. And let's go ahead and start the APU. We're almost ready, and the passengers are boarding the aircraft now. So we should be ready, and we should be good for on-time departure out of our... All right, so we have an alignment now. All right, so we're going to push back to the left, and we're going to head over to runway 30 for departure. All right, let's see here. Let's start the APU. Oh, it's looking good. The Yolnar. Hello there, my friend, and welcome. Estimated time of arrival. Well, the flight is approximately 1 hour and 28 minutes. We're going to be cruising at 35,000 feet today. So it's going to be, yeah, it's a short flight. It's showing gear time 1:07, so 1 hour and 7 minutes total air time. All right, looks like the APU is ready, and we can now get rid of the external power. All right, folks, we are almost there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force the passengers to board the aircraft. And the doors will be closing momentarily. Let's go ahead and turn on the beacon lights, nav lights. We're going to set the altitude to 35,000 feet. 35,000 feet is set. All right, we're ready for push and start.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are on board and doors have been closed.
Thank you.
All right, cabin crew just notified us that all passengers are on board and accounted for, and the doors are now closed, so we are ready to push out of our position. Let's go to better pushback and start the push.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on board the aircraft. My name is Steve. I'm your pilot today, along with First Lieutenant David and your senior flight attendant Alana. She, with the rest of the crew, will be making our way around the cabin. Make sure you're comfortable.
Leaf, hello there, my friend, and welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for your donation. We've got Sajrosh donated $25. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. And all the donations today from this stream up to March 1st will go to the Focus on Children Now charity.
I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
I'm using X-Vision Nordic Extreme preset for the weather, and for weather generation I'm using X-Plane default weather. Thank you very much for all of those of you who donated for the children's charity. a way to really help the community out there and help the less fortunate children, I think is a noble thing to do. So thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at the weather at our departure airport. 120, 11 knots, a bit rough there. Broken at 5,000, and QNH is 1028. No significant change in the next couple of hours. So 1028. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter. Altimeter is now set. And looks like we're ready to push. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, and we have clearance to start the engines. We're going to start with the engine number 2 first. Beautiful scenery, freeway scenery, I must add. Just look at those wings. Thank you very much, Lee, for your kind words and your support, your continued support, I must say, for the channel. You've been really a great supporter and a friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors above as we review the emergency procedure. There are 6 emergency exits on this.
For the link to the scenery, you could simply type in exclamation DEP for departure. So exclamation DEP is going to get you the link for the departing airport, and exclamation ARR will get you the link for the arrival airport.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, let's start engine number 1.
Light rafts are located below your seats, and emergency lighting will be the closest section of the flight. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the
There we go.
Thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoy the flight.
We're just going to wait for the I think it's waiting for us to set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
This is X camera, yes. Right, we can see now the tow truck releasing, and we'll be on our way shortly. By the way, the music you hear in the background is that of self-loading cargo, if you are wondering. Alrighty. Alright, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and let's see. Engines are good, so engine mode selector back to normal. Flaps 1 for departure. We're going to arm the speed brake.
Tow is disconnected. On bypass.
APU bleed off.
Hand signal
Master,
on the left.
APU
We'll see you
master
next time,
is
and
off.
have a safe flight.
And runway turn off lights. Taxi lights are on. And we are good to go. Right, auto brake, maximum. We're going to notify cabin crew. Alrighty. And let's release the parking brake and head over to the runway. Just the Toliss A319 has received an update recently, and to bring it to the quality level of the A321 in terms of the visuals. So yeah, it looks pretty good. believe we can turn right over there. And we're going to head over to runway 30 for departure. NV777 is asking which preset I'm using. I'm using the Nordic Extreme preset. I feel it is the better, the better preset of all the ones available with X-Vision. And by the way, X-Vision, I believe, has been also updated to work with the latest release of X-Plane. So this is X-Plane 11.52 release candidate 1. And by the way, sorry guys for the 727. I know most of you guys wanted to see a 727 flight. I had a few problems with the VR radios, and it turned out that it was actually the alpha flight control that I have. When the avionics switch is not turned on, it seems to override the data refs in X-Plane, and that was the issue with the autopilot not working and all the rest of the issues that I've had. So that is sorted out now, and hopefully the next stream will be the 727. We will be doing VOR to VOR in the next stream. That's a long taxi to the runway. All for Aviation. Hello there, my friend, and welcome. All right, let's make sure that taxis running crew not seated yet. All right, so let's turn on the wing lines. Nose for takeoff, and we are going to turn on. All right, that should give cabin crew some time to secure themselves. And we will start the, of course, the in-flight services as soon as we pass 10,000 feet. We're going to begin today the in-flight service with some drinks, perhaps some hot drinks, coffee and tea, followed by dinner and perhaps some alcohol. Alright, here we go. This is our turn for runway 30. Cabin secured and crew is ready. Perfect. Here is the turn. Alrighty. Alright folks, we are ready to go. And we have clearance for takeoff. Approaching the runway. ready to go. Runway 30. Manflex, SRS, and runway. 142, it is our rotation speed. 80 knots checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear is going up. Begin our turn. Spectacular view here. Looking good. Thrust climb is set. Really beautiful scenery here in Slovenia, by the way. So we are flying from Slovenia to Albania today. This is the first time I do this flight in this part of the world. Alright, we're gonna increase our speed now. We're looking good. Nader is asking, how's COVID in Kuwait? Well, we've had a surge in the cases recently. Right, flaps up. Alright, let's engage the autopilot. Autopilot is now engaged. TCAS is still on standby. And we forgot the clock, as usual. Alright, we can disarm the speed brakes. And everything else is looking good. And we're going to now climb to 250 knots and maintain it until we pass the 10,000 feet mark. Looking here at our passengers, still 65% satisfied, but we can start giving them, you know, some drinks as soon as we pass 10,000 feet. Omari, hello there, my friend. Good day to you, sir. Oh, thank you very much, All for Aviation, for the correction on Adria Airlines, not Air Adria. I believe I might have searched for the wrong airline name, but thank you very much for the correction. Appreciate it. All right, so we are climbing now 7,000 feet for 35,000. All is looking good. We just went above the clouds there. Time for some wing views. All right, 10,000 feet. Let's kill the lights. safety lights can go off. Let's turn off the seatbelt signs. Altimeter settings. Let's set the barrel reference to standard. And we are going to start giving some drinks to our passengers. By the way, I don't necessarily like the sounds of self-loading cargo. I think if they can come up with better sounds for cabin crew, would be a lot better. But it works far better than PAX by TFDI Designs. I like this program a lot more. I think it's got a lot more features, and yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun than PAX and all the other programs that I found that does similar things. Right, we're past the 10,000 mark, and we are now climbing to our cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. Dougal, hello there, my friend, and welcome. I am very well, enjoying the stream with you guys tonight. Johnny, how are you doing, my friend? Am I using Reshade? No, I'm using X-Vision with the Nordic Extreme preset. Alright, and here's our turn. We can now increase the range. There we go. We can take a look at the aircraft layout. So this is what I like about this program. You know, it's got some fun features, so you can see your passengers and the movement of the cabin crew on the aircraft. And of course, there are multiple cabin layouts that you can use. It will automatically detect it based on your SimBrief plan. So it's tightly integrated with SimBrief. Works really, really well with the SimBrief. Not sure why the Wi-Fi signal is low. It should be pretty good now. There we go. It's right back there. So the Wi-Fi on the ground, you've noticed that the Wi-Fi was low. So the signal was low, and it improves as we gain altitude. So yeah, and then you can, you know, check the health of your passengers. You can check, you know, how bored they are, the thirst, hunger. Looks like we've got some hungry passengers there. How many of them need the toilet? How many of them are drunk? So you have to be careful not to serve too many alcoholic beverages on board. Otherwise, you know, they'll get drunk, and then they'll start creating problems. And if that happens, then you're probably going to have to, you know, divert or to an emergency landing at the nearest airport. So how many are watching a movie, for example? How many are using Wi-Fi? So really, you know, it's kind of fun, you know, something a little different. But yeah, I like self-loading cargo. I think it's a good program to use to add that extra level of immersion. Yes, call up 2006. Salam alaikum. Hello there, my friend. Welcome. What are you using for the overlay? I believe you're asking about the progress bar on top and the wind and direction information bottom. I'm using Benny's overlay. I think it's by far the best one out there. All right, so we'll keep this here, and our passengers are having some hot drinks right now, and momentarily we're going to start with dinner or lunch, whatever it is that they're having. All right, let's take a quick look here at our flight plan. We are at Darza, so this is the transition out of the SID, and we should reach the top of climb momentarily. Let's head over here and set this on preference right there. Right, climbing to 35,000. We are at 20 now. We could say terrain on ND, and we can also turn on the weather prediction system. There we go. And all is looking good now. All right, folks, so we are at 21 for 35. All is looking good. This Airbus Toliss A319 is the most recent update of the aircraft with the BSS sound pack, both the CFM and IAE sound packs. And of course, as always on every stream, if you want the link to the aircraft on the org store, you just need to type !aircraft and it should provide you with the link to the aircraft on the X-Plane org store. Next week there will be a group flight with members only. I will be posting the information on that on the community tab. We are going to be doing a Microsoft Flight Simulator flight, probably in a general aviation aircraft, and we're going to fly from Duncan. Hello there, my friend. Thank you very much for being a VVIP member of the Q8Pilot channel. I really appreciate your support. I'm doing very well, my friend. I hope you are the same. Thank you guys very much for your support. And by the way, the channel has reached 52,000 subscribers the day before yesterday. So I'm pretty glad about that as well. All right, 24. All right, so I think we can start with the meal service now, just to kind of boost the satisfaction level of our passengers, which they seem to be quite hungry. So let's go ahead and start the... let's take a look here. Crew very busy. They're currently serving drinks and serving food. So yeah, I can imagine that they're pretty busy right now. All right. So what I'd like to do is show you guys the flight plan on Navigraph, and for this we're going to use SimToolkit Pro. I love SimToolkit Pro. I'll show you some of the features of Navigraph. So if we go to load the plan again, there we go, and we just click there. There we go. So that's us right there. And as you can see, this is where we've departed, and this is the arrival. And this is again a VOR approach today into Lima Alpha Tango India in Albania. Tirana, looks like Tirana. Yeah. So that's how our approach looks like as we go. And if we look at the arrival here, and we go to approach and runway 35, and we just overlay that here. You can see this is the VOR, and we need to descend to 3800, 3100 here, 1700. So we need to be very careful with the altitude there. As you can see, the area around the airport has got some mountains, so we're going to be coming this way and making the turn to the airport. So there is some high mountains that we need to be careful about as we come into approach the runway. So that's our plan today. So there is no ILS frequency or nothing. It's going to be a visual approach into runway 35. Weather information at our destination today, 174 knots, so winds are not that, shouldn't be a problem. Broken 9,000, 6 Celsius is the temperature, so just a few clouds at 9,000 feet, and QNH is 1021, no significant change, and the next 2 hours are expected, so we should be good as we approach our destination. And looking here, we are almost at our cruise altitude, 28,500, and all is looking good. Adria Airways does not exist anymore. Yeah, that's what I read. I believe I read that they went bankrupt, which is unfortunate. I think the aviation industry has taken a major blow during this pandemic, and I think for those who will survive, I think they will make it for the long run, and they will become very strong. But those who are unable to sustain their business, it's definitely very sad to see, you know, so many airliners, so many airlines struggling as a result of the pandemic, which does not seem to be subsiding, by the way. So there's a new story every day, but yeah. It does not exist. I'm actually from Slovenia. Oh, how cool. It will become a flight school. Oh, that's really good to know. Pilot Healy, good evening, my friend, and welcome. We've got Rafaida Rashid. Salam alaikum, sir, your fan. Donation list high, the Avitab and other... Oh, sorry about that. I'll bring this back here so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. I'm doing very well, Pilot Peely. I hope you are the same, my friend. 31,000 for 35. All right, time for some external views. What do you guys think? Let's take a look. Really nice wing view, nice wing flex. Bring this down here. Kevin McCarthy, hello there, my friend. Welcome. Avgeek, hello there, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Some really nice X-camera scenes there for you guys. Alright folks, we are almost at our final cruise altitude today of 35,000 feet. We can see that the passengers are somewhat happier now than when we took off. And we're going to keep giving them some drinks and, you know, to boost their satisfaction. And hopefully we'll grease it today and get some extra points there for a nice landing to keep our passengers comfortable and get a good score. Yeah, the sound pack is definitely amazing. Really nice BSS sound pack for the Toliss. My parents' friend was a pilot on Adria on the A319. Oh, how cool! So I'm planning a 727 flight. I'm also planning a group flight for members on Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then I'm also planning a review of the BN2 Islander by TorqueSim. and a second look at the TBM 900. I've done a flight, a very short flight, just to test it out from Orange County. Gee, my memory.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just
Rufaida Rashid has become a VVIP member. Thank you so much, Rufaida, for your support and becoming a VVIP member here at the Q8Pilot channel. Really appreciate your support. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. So yeah, so I did a short flight in the TBM 900 from John Wayne Airport to Los Angeles. A very, very short flight. But I tell you, the TBM by Hot Start remains to be one of the very best general aviation aircraft ever created for X-Plane, in my view. The aircraft is very well modeled. The sounds are recorded from a real aircraft. Very, very immersive. The performance data matches that of the real aircraft. It's a fun aircraft to fly. There is a lot to learn on how to fly the TBM. And I compare whatever I see, of course. I watch Steve-O, One Canevo. And now Steve-O is, he is one of the best TBM pilots out there. And so when I watch his streams and go back and look at the TBM 900 by Hot Start, the resemblance is just phenomenal. Really a very well-made aircraft. Of course, there are many other general aviation aircraft that are great for X-Plane, but this one is very special, and I think it is made with a lot of care and a lot of finesse. Whether it is the flight model, the simulation of the systems, or just how the aircraft looks and feels and sounds. So definitely one that I would recommend. We have reached our cruise altitude, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 35,000 feet, and cabin crew still busy serving dinner or lunch, whatever it is. So we are going to introduce alcoholic drinks right now, just to boost the satisfaction level of our customers. And in the meantime, we are going to take a look at the destination information here. All right, and let's see here. So TD in 124 nautical miles. We are going to go to the next phase, and we're going to enter the destination information. For this, we are going to bring Sim Toolkits Pro, and we're going to take a note of the weather information at our destination. As you can see, 17004 knots. QNH is we have I'm hooked on the TBM 900. Yeah, absolutely brilliant aircraft. We've got is it SR? Is it Senior Culture Shock? TBM is a wonderful aircraft. It's my main aircraft in XP. Yeah, it is definitely very, very good. Can you show me your BS sound setting? They're the default sound settings, so I haven't made any changes to them. Is that the X? Yes, it is the definitely X Aviation TBM. It's Hot Start TBM, but it is sold via X Aviation. I am just wondering, when will you fly from Echo Papa Golf Delta to Echo Papa Kilo Kilo? Fly design has good scenery for both airports. I'll make a note of this, and hopefully it'll be in my next stream. All right, let's take a look here at QNH is 1021. 1021. And temperature is 6 Celsius. And the wind is 170, 4 knots. Now, the decision height, or the MDA, we can get from the flight plan. So we can go, beg your pardon, from the approach plate. So we're going to go to Navigraph, and we can take a look here. All right. So that's the DA, and that's the MDA. So we're going to select 555. Stick that here, and we are good now. All right. So everything's done. By the way, if you have a Navigraph subscription, it is a very useful tool. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. It really helps a lot, and you can visualize, you know, what you're doing. So if we close this airport here and zoom out, you know, we can now see where we are. And as you can see, we're not too far from, we're about halfway through now to our destination. So really a very good tool in my view. So if you don't have it, it's one tool that I recommend along with SimToolkit Pro, which is free. By the way, this is my friend code at SimToolkit Pro. If you guys want to add it, 92 Charlie Foxtrot Charlie dash 6 Alpha 3 Alpha Foxtrot. That's my friend. If you want to add me into SimToolkit Pro. All right, we're done with this, and we can remove this now, and we go back to performance. We're still at cruise, top of descent in 94 nautical miles, and all is looking good. Let's take a look at our passengers, shall we? And if we look here, we have 82% satisfaction, and if we look at the passengers here, so actually this is another view of your passengers, so you can look at the actual status of the passengers while you're flying. So we can see that this guy is seated with the fastened seatbelt secured, seat number, you know, gender, name. This is a cabin crew member, for example. Economy class. This is, by the way, all economy, so there is no business class in this specific layout of the A319. But there are other layouts if that's what you choose to do. There are also other sound sets that you can download. So I've got several actually, but most of them do not have the all the announcements. So they've got mainly the music, the cabin music, and that's about it for the sounds. As you can see now, we can see that there is a VOR DME approach into Albania today, or Lima Alpha Tango India. Right, we've got K, V for visual, Balkan flight, Slovenia to Albania. Absolutely. App is in 2021 friendly. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and serve some hot drinks now, just to go with the. I believe they've probably serving dessert now for our passengers. So why not? Let's serve some hot coffee and tea, and maybe some fuzzy drinks as well, to keep to keep them happy. And in the meantime, we can look at, all right, so we are going to descend initially to 3,800 feet once we are at the top of descent mark, and gradually descend to the final platform altitude. Those are enhanced textures. Do you mean for the aircraft? So this is actually the new update for the Toliss A319. It comes with this texture set, which looks phenomenal in my view. It looks pretty good. Yeah, at par with the with the Toliss A321. Prime Aviation, hello there, my friend, and welcome. I'm doing very well. Very happy to be streaming tonight here with you guys. If it wasn't for the clouds, I think you'd see some. Actually, let me switch to external view here. Yeah, I don't think we can see the mountains clearly because it's kind of getting dark with all these clouds. So, but this is actually a very mountainous area. And we have a new member, Gunskiller R27. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the VVIP membership. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. How long to landing? Well, I think we are not too far from. So let's take a look here. So top of descent is in approximately 59 nautical miles, so not that much longer before we begin the descent into our destination. I want to thank all of you guys again who became members, and those of you who've subscribed to the channel, who's made a donation. And just as a reminder, all donations up to March 1st will go to the Focus on Child Now charity. So I'd like you guys to help where you can, and you know, support the less privileged children out there. Senior Culture Shock has become a member. Thank you very much, my friend, and welcome to the VVIP membership here at the Q8 Pilot channel. And next week, hopefully, we will be doing a flight with members, exclusively for members, on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Should be a fun flight. I'm planning it right now, and yeah, I'm gonna pick a nice place somewhere, maybe in Europe, where we can see some interesting things on the way. Perhaps maybe in Iceland, or you know, those whereabouts. Thank you very much, Gunskiller. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support. We've got Ian that says, hello from Dubai. Thanks for the great content as always. Looking forward to coming back to Kuwait when we're all able to travel again. Love your country and people. Thank you very much, my friend. Very kind of you. Thank you for your wonderful videos. Thank you very much, SR. I'm not sure if it's SR or Senior Culture Shock. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Prime Aviation, how are you doing, Q8 Pilot? I'm doing very well, my friend. Very happy to be here tonight and streaming this flight to you guys. How do you add as a friend in Sim Toolkit Pro? I believe if you go to... Alright, so if you go to the dashboard and you go here, you can add. So there's one here says somebody's add, so I can friend request accepted. Alright, so you just go here and you know, say add friend. You can put my code here and then just say add friend, and it should add me. So there is somebody who's already added me there. So there we go. Passengers 89% satisfied. It should even get better as we if we do a good landing, if we grease the landing, guys, you know, the passengers are going to be very happy, and we're going to get an A+ probably for this flight so far. The operation of the lights, by the way, the taxi speed, the maneuvers, the bank angle, all of that will affect your score in self-loading cargo. So you have to be careful. Everything is carefully monitored by the program, and that's how you get your final score. We can see the top of descent mark coming up here, as you can see. And if we click here, we can see that we are 30 nautical miles from the top descent point. And now is a good time to reset the MCP altitude. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to take this all the way to 3,800. There we go, 3,800 feet. Do you watch Droya or Swiss 00? I've watched a few streams for Swiss 001, Droya, whatever. I'm not familiar with at all. What have I accomplished in life to be... We've got Ahmed M. Does self-loading cargo work? Yes, it does work with Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you're going to need UIPC version 7. It is free. Luca Philip is asking if I'm from Slovenia. No, my friend, I'm from Kuwait. I saw you donated to Blue Games. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Blue Games is a good friend, and he does, you know, he does a good service to the community. I think he puts up some really good content. I watch him every now and then. I also watch V1 Simulations, of course, who happens to be a very good friend. And he's a real-world captain, Airbus captain. Flight Deck to Sim, again, a really good friend. And a real Boeing 737 pilot. They both have brilliant channels, really very nice content. I learn a lot from both of them. Strange, I don't have that option in my dashboard. Make sure that you have the latest version of Sim Toolkit Pro. We are approaching our top of the descent now, 9 nautical miles. And we're going to begin the descent momentarily. As you can see now, 91% satisfaction rate. That's pretty good. Let's see here. Grayson asks, yeah. Should I get the Toliss A321 or 319? Well, the A321, of course, is a longer range aircraft. So it depends on where you want to fly. If you want to do short hops, like this flight, for example, the A319 is perfect. If you want to do, you know, longer haul flights, then definitely the A321 has a longer range. 2 nautical miles, 1 nautical mile. All right, we are going to go ahead and start the descent. No, I don't want open descent. There we go. All right, so we are going to begin the descent now. Ladies and gentlemen, we just reached the top of descent point, and we've begun the descent to our destination in Albania. Landing system is on. Doesn't really matter too much because we are doing a VOR DME approach, runway 35. So it's the landing system isn't going to help for this flight. All is looking good here, and we will be announcing to our passengers momentarily that we have begun the descent. Definitely, the A321 has a larger capacity, longer range. Sticking with the question, would you guys recommend the Flight Factor A350 or Flight Factor 777? Well, just from you know, from a technical perspective, I would recommend the Flight Factor A350. It has lesser issues than the 777, which sometimes for no reason just crashes. So from that perspective, I would definitely recommend the Flight Factor A350 over the 777. I've done a stream on the 777. It did work fine, but it doesn't always, you know, doesn't always work well. So sometimes it misbehaves. The A350, on the other hand, has received an update recently with SIDS and stars. Really enjoyable aircraft to fly. It takes a while to set it up, but once you set it up, it's actually quite fun to fly. So so my recommendation would be, if you were to pick between the two, the A350 wins over the 777 by flight factor for sure. I do prefer the 777 myself. I prefer Boeing overall over Airbus. I just find Boeing to be a more, you know, satisfying aircraft to fly for some reason. Airbus is highly automated though. It's easier to fly perhaps. I just don't like the idea of you know, the stick, flight stick. It feels like, you know, you're playing a video game when, you know, when you're flying an Airbus. So for that reason, maybe I prefer the Boeing over the Airbus. But nonetheless, both are great aircraft, I think. How does the Toliss Airbus compare to the FS Labs Airbus? Well, let me say this: the FS Labs A320 is a very well done aircraft. It is very resemblant of the real A320, a very high quality aircraft, and so is the Toliss. So the Toliss A321 and A319, after the recent updates, are at par, I think, with the Flight Factor A320 and the FS Labs A320. The fidelity, though, of the representation, the visual representation, I think in the Flight Factor is much better than the Toliss. But from a flight model perspective, according to an account of a real world Airbus pilot, the Toliss is actually pretty accurate. So yeah, so definitely in terms of if you're looking for realism system simulation, then both aircraft you know, are pretty good. There is an A340 coming from Toliss, yes, that's what I heard, and I can't wait to get it. Right, 25,000. Take a look at the wing view here, and you can see the fidelity of the textures. Done quite well by Toliss in this version. Just look at the heat blur from the engines. Wow, that looks pretty good. All right, 23,000 for 3,800. Why is my X-Plane still on 11.51? Oh, so what you need to do is you need to update X-Plane. Just go to your X-Plane folder and run the installer. Make sure that the beta checkbox is ticked, and it will allow you to update to the latest beta, which is 11.52 release candidate 1. Right, we're still looking good, and we are still seeing, that's the, by the way, that's the range, the 20 nautical mile range that I've created. And in terms of altitude, we're still looking pretty good. So this is the dotted ring here is the 20 nautical mile range fix that we've created for situational awareness as we approach our destination. And this is the intercept point. For the VOR DME approach into runway 35 today. You can take a look here. All right. So we are. We need to be at 15.5. So we should be fine. I'm going to reduce our speed momentarily to 250 knots, or maybe 260. Let's just give it a little bit of time and monitor the aircraft speed and altitude. All right, let's bring up. Let's take a note of the current flight. So we're almost there, folks, as you can see now. And if we go here, as you can see, we're pretty close to our destination. And we're just going to take a note of the altimeter 1021. Overcast, so we have overcast condition now, broken 900, so the weather has changed slightly. We've got 3 knots wind variable, so yeah, it might be a little rough as we approach our destination, but you know, I think we should be able to handle it. Passengers still are pretty happy at 93%. And that's, as you can see, the arc. Now you can see the circle, the 28 nautical mile range. You can see it clearly now here. And normally this is graded for situational awareness only. (18,000 feet). Still looking good. Put the terrain view there as well. Let's switch to external view. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tell you this is a very nice looking scene. Beautiful aircraft in livery. I think it looks fantastic. Are you running X Enviro? No, actually I am running X Vision with the Nordic Extreme preset. Alright, you can see now we are at 16,000. For 3,800. Let's make sure we have the panel lights, brighten things up a little bit. All is looking good. I can't get my Thrustmaster Airbus side-stick reversers. Ooh. Wow. What happened there? Looks like we lost X-plane. That is the worst thing that can happen while you're streaming. Absolutely the worst. Oh boy. Yeah. All right. So I think in the Toliss, I'm not sure if this is the Toliss or something else. Yeah, typical Vulcan, I guess. Now, I know that in the Toliss, you can resume the flight. I just don't remember how. And it did. Good thing Toliss has an autosave. Yeah, let me, so do I do resume flight or new flight or... resume last flight. Yeah, it has an autosave. Does it? How do you guys know how to access it? Is it from the McDo or? I remember I've done it once. But let's see if we can start X-plane again. And it should put us back at new flight at a nearby airport where you will restore the situation so that scenery doesn't load, doesn't kick in badly. Okay. To airport and load the flight as in the Toliss menu. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. We are, okay, so X-plane is loading now. The custom pop-up from the Toliss. It's the Toliss menu. Okay, let's see. All right, so we are back at where we started. Let's see here, Toliss.
Cabin crew, disarm doors, please. Cabin crew,
Open.
full landing, please.
Let's see. Situation,
Cabin crew,
autosave
Takeoff,
situation.
please open
Is that
doors,
the
thank
one,
you.
folks? Let's see. Load selected situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit once again, I hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. On behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, we wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for flying with us.
Oh wow! I'm not sure what's wrong with the passengers. They're pretty distressed right now. All right, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna kill self-loading cargo, and it looks like we can continue our descent now to our destination. Thank God that we were able to restore the stream, and we are back. I think it put us. We were lower, I think, but it put us back, so that's fine. And yeah, very unfortunate when that happens. All right, let me just make sure that we have everything here. We are at 15,021 here, so we're slightly higher, I think, than we should. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we're slightly higher than we should, so we should compensate for that very quickly as we approach. But it's a good thing we have an autosave, so we're able to recover. This is our 20 nautical mile range. Let's bring this on performance here. All right. And let me make sure that this one's still working. I'm not sure if you're getting the right information. But looks like that one is working. All right, let's see. We'll see what happens, but it looks like we're good. We're back online. Yeah, definitely, definitely a good feature by Toliss. Otherwise, it would have been just a complete disaster. So I'm very glad that this feature exists. The passengers, though, weren't very happy about what we did. So, yeah. Right, 18,000. We still need, I think we're a bit too high. But we should be able to correct that as we approach our destination. There's, by the way, still quite a way to go. So, yeah, as you can see here, this is the interception point. We're going to come here to Delta 278 Whiskey, and then we're going to go all the way to VOR 11, and then make a turn back to the airport. So we still have quite a way to clear the altitude. And hopefully we won't encounter any issues now. Let's add some light. All's good here. And reduce the range a bit. I've noticed that when you have so many things connected to X-Plane, it tends to crash. So we've had Sim Toolkit Pro, self-loading cargo, and Navigraph all working. Sometimes that, it causes some issues and just breaks everything. But yeah, so very glad that we were able to recover. Autosave for X-Plane 11, you never know when it will happen. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a feature of X-Plane, but rather Toliss. Nice to have you back. We were saying before this happened, I need some help configuring the side stick throttle to reverse on Toliss. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe I will just do a quick tutorial to show you how to do that. That's quite simple. So I will probably just do a tutorial on how to set the side stick, the Airbus side stick by Thrustmaster for X-Plane 11. Honestly, I think the best aircraft in X-Plane is the 737 Zebo. It is without a doubt one of the very best aircraft, and it's completely free, continuously updated. Really thumbs up, you know, and pat on the back for Zebo for creating this aircraft. A really brilliant aircraft. By the way, that's the airport ahead of us. You can see it right here. That's the airport. So we are going to make a right turn and then go all the way here and do a VOR DME approach into runway 35. Alright, let's take a note of our speeds. So we should be actually at 250 knots at this point, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to switch to manual speed, and we're going to go to 250 knots. We're going to extend the speed brakes so that we reduce our speed quicker. Now we can see better what's going on there. Alright, that's 250, almost there. Beautiful sky colors here at this time of day. And we continue now to descend again. Alright, let's see here. Alright. So we're back on track. All is looking good now. And we are almost there. God, I'm so glad we were able to recover and just, you know, restart things again where we left off. What do you suggest to resolve micro stutters? Thanks in advance. Well, there are a lot of things that can cause micro stutters. It depends on the system. I'll tell you, if you have a good SSD, I don't know if you've watched my video on the performance review for Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane, where I showed a few tricks in the NVIDIA control panel that will probably help you. But there are a lot of things, you know, with micro stutters. Sometimes it's your monitor, sometimes it's your PC, sometimes you have a lot of applications running in the background, and sometimes you just don't have, you know, sufficient compute power to run the game or the simulator smoothly. So there are a lot of different reasons why micro stutters happen. But I posted a video to address some of those, and if you just look at the recent videos on the performance, you should be able to find something which I hope can help you there. Gaming mode is one thing that causes micro stutters, by the way, at least on my machine. Alright, this is our 20 nautical mile radius there, and we are approaching 10,000 feet. We are going to go ahead and turn on the landing lights. I'm going to turn off lights, wing lights, and we're going to turn on the passenger seatbelt signs on. Alright, let's take a look here. We can now go to manage speed again. Thank you very much, Jacob. Appreciate your kind comments. Good evening, Toronto Aviator. How are you doing, my friend? Just look at that view, ladies and gentlemen. Spectacular scene, really, here at Albania as we come into land. absolutely gorgeous. That's the airport ahead of us now. So this is the mountainous area, so we are actually going to make the turn somewhere right over there and head back over to the airport and land. So this area here is the area that we need to be careful about as we approach our destination. We are at 8,000 feet for 3,800. I don't think they put too much effort into the throttle of the actual stick. What is the destination? The destination is Lima Alpha Tango India, or you could use command exclamation ARR and it will provide you with the destination airport and the link to the freeware scenery on the X-Plane org forum to download. That's our turn there, and we just need to be careful with our altitude. Alright, so 3,800 is the altitude there, and then we can start, actually we should start reducing our speed as well. So reduce the speed to about 230 knots. Just look at those lights, beautiful. Alright folks, let's go ahead and set the auto brake to medium, and we are going to arm the speed brake. Let's decrease the range to 10 nautical miles. Set the speed brake to reduce our speed. Alright, there we go. We're still looking good. We are at 5,000. We are a bit too high. I think, but I'm okay with that, simply because of the mountainous terrain that we see in front of us. And we can, I think, go to 220 knots. All right, altimeter. Let's check the altimeter 1021. (1021) is set. And 209 for our speed. we can now look at, let's see here, 3,800. Let's reset the MCP altitude to 2,500. All right, there we go. And speed back to managed speed. Speed check, flaps 1. And that's the runway ahead of us now. Right, and we're going to reduce our altitude to 1,700 feet.
2,500.
I think we need to extend the speed brake there. Right, and gears going down.
2,000.
Speed check, flaps 2. Flaps full. And momentarily we are going to take the disengage the autopilot and take over. Looking good. By the way, the approach button isn't really going to do anything here. Spectacular approach. All right, folks, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take over. Autopilot disconnected, and we're going to land the aircraft now. All right, let's notify cabin crew.
1,000.
All right, no blues, we are good. was pretty hard. Reversers are out. 80 knots, manual braking. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Albania. That was a pretty rough landing. It looked rough. You guys are giving some good numbers there. But the numbers should have been displayed on the screen. So what was the actual number for the landing rate? Alright, here we go. Alright, let's kill the landing lights. Nose light to taxi. Runway turn off lights off. Strobes are off. And wing lights off. Let's go and start the APU. And we'll bring the aircraft to a complete stop, and then we'll take a look at the replay. Man, I'll tell you, this airport looks pretty good for a freeware airport. You can disarm the spoilers and retract the flaps. Alrighty. We are safely at the gate. We can start the APU bleed, and we can turn off the engine number 2 and engine number 1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we can take a look at the replay. I'm just wondering what is the that one is disconnected. So yeah, we don't have the landing rate. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so here we can see the... Alright, we'll take it there, right there. Alright, let's take a look at the replay. It looked pretty good, huh? Alright, let's take a look here again. And this time It's a bit hard if you ask me. I'm not sure what numbers you guys saw on the screen, but I think it looked alright. Well, folks, this is pretty much it for the screen. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I want to thank all of you for all your support, and for those of you who became members, for those of you who have subscribed, and those of you who donated for the Focus on Children Now charity organization. I want to thank you all for your time. I definitely enjoyed being with you tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed the stream. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.
Easy 85 Echo Fox, what is level 18?
Level 180,